So if you have a track mom in your life, don't be upset with her. Don't be mad at her during track season because she's not available. We are not available. We just don't have the time. And now you are going to see why. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. I am your host, Ebony Stiff, and tonight we are going to be speaking about the demands of track moms. The Olympic trials are on right now, and I am so excited because I am watching kids that I used to record running around the track at 6 and 7 years old compete on the Olympic stage. Well, the Olympic trial stage. It's still big because you can't just get there. You have to qualify to even be there. So congratulations to all the athletes competing. Kudos to the parents, to the track moms behind them that helped them get this far. And that is what inspired this episode tonight, the Olympic trials, and the fact that we get to watch track and field on TV. We don't get to watch it that often. And I actually wish that that's something that they would change. So hopefully in the future, we would see some more track and field events on TV because they don't just compete once every 4 years. Track athletes compete every year. So hopefully somebody important sees this and they take into consideration that we track moms, we want to see our kids on television. We want to see the athletes compete just like any other sport because it is a real sport. It's a real sport. We want to see it on TV. Okay. But moving forward, we're going to keep going. I am going to help you if you have not, how can I say it? I'm just going to say it. Being a track mom is not for the weak. It's really not. It's not. You have to be a very strong individual. You have to be willing to sacrifice for the greater good of your child. If you are not willing to do that, then being a track mom is just not for you. And we understand. We understand we are a special group of people. We love what we do. We love hanging around each other. We love supporting the athletes. We love watching them race. We love watching them jump. We love watching them do the throws, all of the things for track and field. We absolutely love it. But it takes a special type of person like me and like you, track moms who are listening, to do what we do. So I am going to take you into our world for one track meet, telling you and showing you what it's like from Friday to Sunday. Okay, first of all, during track season, do not call it. We are not available to go out. We are at the Oval Office. We are at the track. We are at the track for practice. We are at the track for the track meets. And when we're not there, we are recovering so that we can do it again next week. So if you have a track mom in your life, don't be upset with her. Don't be mad at her during track season because she's not available. We are not available. We just don't have the time. And now you are going to see why. You are going to see why. Friday. Let's start at Friday because Friday is important. Friday is the day that you can go to the track. You can set up your tent. You can set up your tarp. You can leave it there. Find the space that you want to be in. And when you get there, you are actually going to find other track moms and dads setting up and coaches. But I'm only talking about moms. I'm not a dad, so I can't talk. I'm talking about moms. I'm talking about it. So we are there setting up. We are getting ready for the track meet that's on Saturday. So after we set up at the meet, we pick our spot, we go back home. Once we go back home, we make sure that our child is fed. Mostly pasta is what my child likes to eat. So you make sure your child is fed. And before you send them to bed, the most exciting part happens. The most exciting thing happens on Friday night. Friday night is when you find out what heat and what lane your child is in for the next day. Every track mom wants to know that. We live for those heat sheets coming out online, okay? And when those heat sheets come out, we are texting, girl, did you see it? Did you see? Okay, my child is in this lane for that heat. And some people love it Some people hate it. It just depends on, what other athletes put in. That's the lane in the heat that your child is going to be in. For field events, my children did not really do field events, so I can't speak too much about it, but I do know they will find out at what heat they will compete in as well. I'm not sure they no, they don't get lanes for the field events. I think they're called flights or something. So don't kill me because I don't know what the field events are called. But at the same time, we are excited because we know at what time, what heat, what flight our child is going to be competing in for Saturday. We pack up the cooler Saturday night. I'm sorry, Friday night. We pack up the cooler. We pack up our snacks. We pack up our fruits, our vegetables, and we go to bed early. We have to go to bed early because we have to get up early. So Friday night, let's recap. You go to the venue, you set up your tent, you set up your tarp, you come back home, you make sure your athlete is fed, you make sure your athlete is in bed early, you check the heat sheets, and you go to bed early yourself. That's Friday. That is Friday. Saturday. You are getting up early because you got to be to the track early because there is going to be a long line. There may not be parking. So we are getting there early so that we can find good parking and we can beat the line going in. So Saturday we are there. We have found parking. We have gotten up. In my case, we have gotten up at 6 a.m. to be there. We are inside. We are where the tent is, where the tarp is. We've set up our chairs. We've set up our cooler. We have gotten our snacks out, and your child is resting. Your child is resting, getting ready for their field event or getting ready for their running event. If your child runs one of the events that happens early in the morning, great. You'll be there. You'll get to see your child run early. You'll be excited. You'll be in the stands. You'll be cheering them on. All those great things for your athlete. If your child runs a race that's later in the day, which my son, he runs the 400, so that's not as early, but it's about in the middle of the day. So we'll be there approximately from 7 o'clock, sometimes till 12 or 1 o'clock before he even runs the first race. Okay, so what are we doing in between that time? In between that time, if it's a good track meet, if it's a hype track meet, I'm at the food truck. I am walking around talking to other parents. I am fellowshipping. I'm having a great time. And I'm also making sure that my son is resting. And I'm also watching the other events that are going on. I'm not there, and most track moms are not there only supporting their son. We're supporting all the other track and field athletes that are out there, and we are enjoying the event. So we also have to pay attention to what events are being called because you will know when your child event is being called next. So I'm just only going to talk about the 400 for now. But so for the 400, I know that there's a few events before it. So when it comes closer for my child, when it's time for my child to run, it's time for them to actually go warm up. So he has to get up from the tent, from his resting state, go with the coach, go with his other teammates, and then they go warm up for their race. Once they are warmed up for their race, they will be called to what's called the check-in tent. At the check-in tent, that's when the officials, they are verifying that your child is who they say they are by asking them their name, and they're going to give them a number to place on their uniform. That number represents what lane your child will be running in. Now, mind you, you already know this from the night before. So you just want to check and make sure that everything is correct when your child steps on that track, that it matches what you saw the night before. So your child steps on the track. You are now in the stands. You have left your tent because you want to actually be in the stands supporting your child run. In my case, my son is looking for me because I'm always in the stands recording every single one of his races. So he knows where I'm going to be. I'm going to be near the finish line as high as I can be so I can record his race. Okay. The gun goes off. Your child is running around the track. You're excited. You're cheering him on. If there are other people that are running with your child, other teammates, you are cheering them on as well, because that's just what we do. That's what real track moms do. We want to see all the kids win and succeed and run their best race, injury free. That's what we really want. So my child comes across the finish line. I'm not really cheering, y'all. I can't cheer because I'm recording. So I cannot cheer, but it's okay. It's okay. I see other people cheering. It makes me happy. Sometimes at the track meet, you will see parents literally running down the track, running down the last 100-meter with their child through the stands, cheering, racing with them. It's so fun. It's such an exciting thing to see. You just have to be there to witness it. And once your child gets off that track, you are just excited that they have accomplished the goal that they set for themselves that day. And that was to go out there and compete and do their best. So now that the race is over, you're going back to the tent and you're waiting. You are not done. It is not time to leave the track yet. It's just not, because your child has another race. Your child may have another field event to do, and it's just not time to go home. So even though you have been there from 8 to 1 and they've only won one race, or maybe two, or maybe done one field event, you have to be there until they are done. So back at the tent, the child is recuperating. Hopefully they're getting some water, they're getting some Gatorade, Powerade, some electrolytes, anything that you give your child, and you want to make sure that they are injury free, because they have to rest and repeat again, because they have another race. So while they are resting and repeating under my tent, we are rewatching the races. My son is excited about what has just happened, and he's ready to do it again in his next race. So we rest, we repeat, and then after they have repeated as many times as necessary, depending on how many events they are registered for, it is time to go home. But it is now 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock, and it's time to go home. So you pack everything up. You put everything in your car, and then you proceed to go home. But remember, your child has not eaten really anything all day, because they can't eat a full course meal and compete. So they're hungry. So we are stopping by to get, he hungry. We got to get him some food. So we're stopping by, getting him some food. And then we get home. By the time we do all that, unpack everything, it's maybe 10:30. At this point, you think you finna go to bed. I ain't going to bed. I'm not going to bed at my house, because now my son has come in. Mom, can you upload my races to YouTube so I can watch them and my friends can watch them? Okay, son, no problem. I could do that. Can I take a bath first? Can I take a bath? All right. So go on, take a bath. After I take a bath, come back, relax a little bit, upload the races to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. So now at this point, it's still not time to go to sleep, because now that these races are uploaded, family and friends are calling, they're texting, they're excited. They want to hear about what happened. You're excited because your child did a great job. So you're excited. So you want to tell them about everything that happened during that day. At this point, it is early Sunday morning. So we're going to recap Saturday real quick. Saturday, you got up early. You went to the meet. You fellowship with other parents that were there. You cheered on your child, other kids. You have come home. Well, you left the track meet, got your kids something to eat. Now you're home, uploaded races. It's Sunday morning. I'm tired. And I'm going to sleep. Maybe about 2, 3 o'clock, I'm falling asleep. So Sunday, I don't make it to church. I'm sorry. I think track season is the time that my church sees me the least because I am tired. But the Lord knows my heart. I promise He does. And thank goodness my church is online. So they are on YouTube. I get to log in and I still get to get the word. I still get to feed my soul because my body is tired. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. And it's okay. And that is okay. My friends understand. My family understands. My church members understand. And that is really all that happens on Sunday is rest and reflection. Because not everybody was up when I uploaded those videos at 1 o'clock in the morning. So now, as more friends and family are waking up, they're seeing the exciting things that have happened for the race for the child. Now they're calling and you're updating. But I'm able to do that from the comforts of my bed. The comforts of my bed. And it's a great thing. And I would not trade it for the world. So Sunday recap is real quick. It's just rest and reflection because your child is going to talk to you about the day. Other people are going to talk to you. People are going to be calling you. It's a great community to be a part of. And there's just nothing that I would do. There's nothing that I would do differently about being a track mom. You know why? Because the athletes love it. They need us. They need our support. They need our sacrifice. They need to see that we are willing to do what it takes to make their dreams come true. And that's what's really important. That is the most important part is those athletes, those kids, they're out there giving it their all. Your child has practiced all week. And how can you not be proud of that? How are you not proud of that? I'm so proud of that because I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't pretend like I can do it. Running was not my thing, and that's okay. But it's their thing, and I want to be supportive in that. And I want to make sure that I'm doing the best job that I can, and I want to make sure that I'm being the best track mom that I can be so that he can be the best athlete that he can be. So I hope you learned something tonight. I hope I didn't take up too much of your time. And I want you to just give us some grace during track season. We love you. We want to be there with you. We want to do all the fun things, the parties and all the traveling and everything. But when it comes to our kids, they come first and we have to be there for them. So we'll just have to see you after track season. And that's okay. I hope it's okay with you because it's okay with us. We're going to be there with the babies. So on Saturdays, we are at the Oval Office. Come by and see us if you want to. Come by, check out the kids, cheer them on, and just have a great time with us. And welcome to our world. And we'll see you after track season. But as for me and the podcast, I will see you again in the next 2 weeks. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And until next time, speak now, never hold your peace. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. You can find me bi-weekly on the Alive Podcast Network or anywhere that you listen to your podcast. Until next time, speak now and never hold your peace.